to Inspire Yo Mama's favorite podcast and the #1 unknown podcast in the world. DTP&x, how we doing, baby?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Earlier recording today than expected, and I'm liking it. I've been hectic this week, man. It's been a hectic week.
I feel that. I've been back on the road this week, and I like it though, because it just keeps me focused on what's important and what's ahead of me. And so it felt good to be back on the road. It felt good to figure out like where I'm going to switch things around to be able to reach and achieve all the things that I do in the mornings, the evenings, all that stuff. But man, DTI 50 is putting into retrospect about how important it is to get intentional walks in, dude. Like, I know the 10,000 steps is like nothing for you, especially now.
I actually had a day this week where I was under 10,000.
Really?
Yeah. I was like 8 something, and I was like, and I looked at my average. I'm still at 18,000 at average. I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to force myself to walk. But there was a day your boy didn't hit 10K.
Yeah. It just makes it all sink in a little bit more because, again, like naturally I typically get 10,000, but I haven't been moving like out in the go as much. I've been behind my computer a lot more just because it's the beginning of the year, meetings, all that kind of stuff. And some days I'll look at my phone or my watch and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm at 3,200 steps and it is 3:30 right now.
Someone threw away a walking pad at our apartment, so we took it out of the dumpster and we brought it inside. It works.
Hell yeah.
So I haven't used it yet, but Mandy wanted to get in some extra steps because obviously we're doing 75 hard. I'm basically doing 3 workouts a lot of days because her workout outside is always a walk in the evening. And so I'm running in the mornings, already get my outside done. I go to the gym and I lift. And then it's dark out, so she doesn't want to walk alone. So now I'm doing 3 45-minute workouts. And the runs are usually, the lowest one I have is 52 minutes most weeks.
Yep.
So, like, I'm doing a lot right now. It's taking a toll.
How's the mindset? How's the body feeling?
Everything feels good. But to go back to you traveling again, I had one overnight last week. And I told you, bro, I don't know how you do this all the time. I'm going to be doing it all the time soon, which is going to make this even more hectic, even more routine. The podcast is going to have to get dialed in because next week we're both in Tampa.
Yep.
Which is kind of wild. And then I just found out first week of February I need to go to Montana. The next week I'm back in Savannah, but then I'm going like straight to Texas. I have to go to Kansas. I have to go to Wisconsin. Damn. I have to go to another part of Texas. And we got a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
So I don't remember signing up for this.
That we do. Before we get into the bulk of the conversation, one thing that we brought up on episode 1 of this season is how we're releasing a 5-year journal and that we've had it in the works and that we're getting the sample soon. You want to grab that box, brother? I want people to see it so they know that it's real.
I don't think we prepared for this. Do you have anything to cut this open?
Yep.
On hand? Okay. I was like, this thing is taped up.
Yep. I got something to open it, but I wanted to open it live on air to see not only our reactions, but to also see what these things look like because if this is what we want color-wise, then we'll be able to place an order and we should be able to start pre-orders. Honestly, they might be up by the time this drops, depending on
We've been saying this
what we
since the first episode.
But we finally got the sample, so.
Yeah, do you carry a pocket knife on you at all times?
Typically, just because of my industry that I'm in.
Okay, that makes sense.
Not like if we're going out on the weekends or anything.
My dad's like a big pocket knife guy, and we'll go as far as to say that I'm not a man if I don't carry a pocket knife.
I won't be the only thing that will say it doesn't classify as man.
Okay.
I hope we like these. But as I'm opening this, just so you guys know, one of the big things, good God,
they're really treating these things like they're fragile, bro. That thing is styrofoamed up, taped
The other
up.
thing wasn't even packaged this good. While I'm opening this, Dylan and I always have our clients start journaling, whether that's a 5-year journal or a note on their phone, or it's something that they do just on a piece of paper. And everybody's got different journaling styles. But the one thing that I like about the 5-year journal and that I think Dylan can attest to as well, dude, that's insane. They took the outside, taped it on the top of this. I think Dylan can attest to this as well, and he'll start seeing it this year when it starts compounding on each other. The 5-year journal is just little glimpses of what each day looked like throughout the year. And the biggest takeaway and the biggest thing that I like about it is that you can look where you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago on that date, and it holds you accountable because it shows you not only the things that you accomplish, but it also shows you the things that you were struggling with, the things that were on your mind. And so it lets you reflect more often throughout the year, but also to remember that if life is stressful and there's a lot right now, 2 years ago, it could have been way worse. And so I'm getting to the point in my journal where 5 years ago, it was a little darker than it is right now in terms of like my mental health and stuff like that. And to see the strides that I've made.
You're on year 5?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yep.
Good timing for this. I'm on 6 months deep and we're getting a new one.
And so it reminds me that, you know what, life isn't as busy or stressful right now. Like, be happy that you're in this state instead of that state.
Yeah.
And it brings it all full circle. I really hope we like these colors because it'll make it a lot easier.
We went through and selected from a lot of colors, so hopefully our initial thought was correct.
Yeah. I'm going to take out one of these cameras.
Camera, light, something's going down.
Sorry for the people that are only listening to the audio, but I think it'll be exciting for people who are watching on YouTube. So let's take this moment to say, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the pod, baby. We release these episodes every Friday. Oh, that's clean. That's real clean.
I don't know what I was expecting on the front, but I didn't know what it looked like until right now.
I don't know how I truly feel about the gold, but I don't know if I hate it.
What color is your front?
Blue.
No, the font.
The what?
Like the in here. Blue?
There's really nothing on there.
I think mine's just like a white inside.
Man, this is taking longer than I thought. I didn't realize they would have these ready for fucking war.
Looks pretty legit though.
Page quality is good?
Yeah. It's honestly higher quality than mine.
That's what we're talking about, baby. That is what we are talking about. I'm going to fucking cut myself with this knife. Maybe I should have opened this because people are probably exiting the pod right now.
They're like, why is there just rustling? Start popping those things.
Ooh, I don't hate this. So what they did is they sent us a full journal, and then they just sent us covers so that way we could see what they look like. But here's the front. Got Desire to Inspire on the side of them. Yeah, I really like this quality. Check that out.
Just over here flipping through every page. I'm just going to post reels like this. Don't think I'm reading. It's just a cover.
And last but not least, that's also clean. I like this. We got potentially a white and black one, 5-year journal on the bottom. Desire to Inspire on the side of them.
Call me crazy. Is the logo off center?
I was thinking that as well. I feel like it's to the right and it needs to be up more.
Probably. Which that could just be an optical illusion because there's text at the bottom and on the top. But the logo itself is definitely to the right. And this one, it looks normal like this, which is, I think, the problem. It's when the spine comes into play.
Oh,
so it's probably centered this way. It is centered this way.
Yeah, because this one doesn't look too off.
No, it's still off for sure.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love this.
I think I like this one, dude.
Yeah.
This one looks okay with gold.
Mm-hmm. This one we might have to do silver.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so even like a white probably wouldn't look bad. A little off-white.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we cooking, baby. We are cooking. We'll have this, put these on a little display up here so that way they can see them. These actually can just stay here all the time. Ooh, baby, those look good. Hell yeah. And the reason we're not just ordering a bulk supply of these is because this year we really, let me get that shit out of here. we really want to make sure that the quality of the stuff that we're releasing is on brand to where we're going in the future with the clothing that we drop and all that kind of stuff. So I'm actually really happy with that quality. I think that we will be able to move forward with these here very soon. So we'll just iron out the details on the color and stuff like that. And then there'll be a link in the description to our website, and then you can go on there and order one of those 5-year journals until they get on Amazon and hopefully in a store near you sometime soon.
Maybe I'm tripping because they look straight right there.
Yeah.
They look like they're in the middle there.
Yeah, I think we're going to go with those green and white.
Yeah. Those two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those.
Hell yeah. Let's go, baby. Well, that's one thing to check off the list. We just got those yesterday.
If you care about staying sharp, energized, and ready to perform, Ketone IQ might be for you. Ketone IQ delivers clean, stable energy without a crash. Unlike caffeine-heavy picks, Ketone IQ uses exogenous ketones that raise your levels, giving your body and brain a different kind of fuel. What that means for you is sharper focus on early morning runs, better mental clarity when you're working or grinding through long days, and sustained energy without the jitters or sugar crash. If you want to try it out, head over to KetoneIQ.com and use code Dylan30 at checkout. You'll get 30% off your order. Back to the show.
If you care about putting in work, whether it is crushing workouts, staying sharp during long days, or just doing right by your body, First Form gets it. First Form isn't about the hype. They build on quality, stand by service, and measure everything by real-world results. Their lineup covers it all. Top-tier protein powders, clean pre-workouts, vitamins, green support, and energy drinks, even apparel for lifestyle. My go-to, their flagship protein and their clean energy drink. Perfect for after a tough session or to get dialed in for a long day. The energy drink drops 200 milligrams of natural caffeine from green tea, has zero sugar, electrolytes, and nootropics for focus, all without the crash of traditional energy drinks. So if you're done settling for mediocre supplements, if you want stuff that's built on intention, integrity, and performance in mind, check out First Form. Head over to firstform.com/DTI to browse their full stack and see what fits your goals. All right, let's get back to the show. When you speak it into existence, it happens.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like that. That looks like we needed to create that.
Only fucking 2 weeks into the year, dude. Already got shit popping.
That's what we love.
You got anything else right now on these?
Not right now, nope.
All right. We'll get right into some topics here. It's kind of like going back to what we were just talking about. It wasn't necessarily on the road that this came to me, but throughout 75 Hard, throughout DTI 50, I feel like we both talk about we're way more regimented with our time. We get locked in like creatively, all kinds of stuff. But I had the realization it was like evening time that this hit me, but like that we have a lot more time than we think we do. And we say this to people in terms of like, you can find time to do things like wake up earlier, go to sleep later. But like even within our days, which are pretty structured, I like to think that I'm a pretty productive person. I have things that I'm doing all the time. I even have more time than I realize. So I set my alarm on my watch, phone's still out of the room, 2 weeks strong now, for 4:30 every day. And it vibrates and everything. And so like if I hit it, it doesn't shut the alarm off. It just hits it for like 10 minutes. And I'll usually hit it and I don't have a phone or anything. So like I just lay there for a second. I'm like, all right, just get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, dude, I must have been in a deep sleep. I know it was set, but I hit it and I didn't wake back up. But the thing is, I'm like, it's going to go off in 10 minutes. So at least I'm up. It didn't go off in 10 minutes. It was 4:30. I had 11 miles that morning and I had to go to the office. So I knew like I had to get up at 4:30 to be able to run, to be able to eat breakfast, get my shit together and get to work. And I woke up at 5:13. I was like, I jumped out of this bed, bro. I'm talking like, ran out the room, literally just chugged G1M that I already had prepped, got dressed and ran out the door. So by the time I get done with this 11 miles, I do not have time for breakfast. So I just felt behind. Like when you can't like get ahead of the day, I was just feeling like everything was against me. But I'm like, this is my own doing. I did this. I'm not going to get pissed off in traffic. I'm not going to do any of this. So I had to take a meat stick and a protein shake in the car just so I had something in my body. Cause I'm like, 11 miles a lot. I need to eat.
That's what I eat on the road all the time.
Yeah. And I'm like, the only things that the office is going to have is shit right now. Like, there's no way I can eat there. So work was pretty hectic. By the time I get home, I have to get my second workout in because I know that Mandy has a class at 6 this night. She usually doesn't do evening classes, but she had some stuff going on in the morning. So she moved her class to the evening. Oh, yeah. Her friend was in town, but she could meet at 6 a.m. for coffee because she had like a work conference. She's like, cool. I'll move my class to the evening. So I was like, I'll be home by 5. We can eat dinner before you go. We'll be good. I get home at 5:05 from the gym. So I'm late. We'll call it late.
Mm-hmm.
But food's not ready. Like the oven we did the stuffed peppers. They weren't cooking fast enough. So now she's stressed out because she's not going to be able to eat before class. I'm like, I'll just finish dinner while you're gone. I have to edit tonight anyway. So I edit the podcast. I get dinner ready. She gets home. We don't eat dinner until after 7. And I hate eating dinner this late.
Yeah.
But I say all of this because typically I eat between like 5 and 5:30. And like the rest of the evening is like time where like we spend together.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like when I'm in the office because like we don't see each other between meetings. Like we don't have like 15, 20 minutes here and there to steal throughout the day. So it's like here's like 3 hours before bed where we can dedicate like let's hang out, let's reconnect. But we played a game at dinner. We still had time to watch a show. And I'm like, okay, so here's like 2 hours of the day that we dedicate to these things. And like, really, what are we doing with this time? Like, I'm not saying like, don't connect with your partner, but also like a lot of the time it's like us also unwinding individually, like on our phones or just reading or like zoned out on the TV. So like, I ended up having time to edit the entire podcast. I didn't think I was going to have time to edit at all. I thought I was going to have to edit some, wake up early the next morning to finish it and get it uploaded. But there's just a lot more time in the day when like, you have to get shit done. There's no other option but to do it. And I know that if I'm like this, someone who has way less structure and routine in their day has even more time they can find.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a ton of time in this world. And I think we can even expand this time topic to a bunch of different areas. But focusing on what you're saying right now, people that are in sales know this is like one perk of being in sales, I guess you could say, is like, that there is a plethora of opportunity out there to be able to fit things in your schedule, depending on what works for the customers, distributors, your client, your actual business, like all that stuff, to be able to then travel, get to that location, go to another one, this and this and this. And you might not be checking things off personally, but like our 9 to 5 is one of our personal things we have to do.
Yeah.
So how do you make time for it? But then there's the caveat to it where sales can lead you down a very dark path of an unhappy or unplanned life, because you're going out to dinners, you're kind of forced to drink more if you want to drink, and like you go into that space. And then not only that, like you're in the car a lot, so you're not getting steps. You're in meetings a lot, so you're not focusing on other things. Like there's just so many check boxes that you have to check being in the sales world. But when you talk about time, it's like, where do I want to sacrifice so that way, even though my days are packed, I can still fulfill my dreams, goals, and aspirations, or the things that matter to me on a daily basis in these other realms and areas. And so I look at time as like, one, very precious, because I look at it from the sense like we're not promised to be here tomorrow, bro. Like we all know what it feels like, or at least you and I know what it feels like to lose somebody close to us on different extents. Grandma, father, aunts and uncles, cousins, friends, whoever it is, we know what it feels like to lose somebody. And that time is completely gone. That is one thing that is promised in life, is death. Everything else, we have the capabilities and we have the ability to go out there and do whatever we want. But we all hinder ourselves because we say there's not enough time. The kids need to go to practice. I got to go to work. We got this appointment. We have this thing. But when you step back and you look at it, it's like, okay, so where can I sacrifice in life to implement these things that are important? Hanging out with your significant other, creating memories and moments, editing a podcast, going to the grocery store, whatever those things are. Where am I going to sacrifice? Is it going to be night when the kids go to bed and so I can stay up and I can do my things? Or is it going to be the reverse end? Am I going to wake up earlier? Am I going to get those things in before I hit the road? Am I going to do all of this stuff before I have to go and give my energy to the world to be able to reach and achieve those personal things that I have and to succeed in them and to make sure that those important things to you are top of mind? But I feel like what most of us do is we get so overwhelmed and we get so stressed because we have all these different avenues in life that we have to go and tackle: meetings, work, kids, drive time, like whatever it is, that we forget what's important. Those evenings eating dinner together, the conversations, the games, the editing the podcast, because there's a passion behind those different things. But when you get overwhelmed and you get stressed because it's like, oh my God, time is getting away from me, then you stop focusing on those. All those areas fall behind: your health, your mental health, everything. And now it's like 3 years later and you're looking at yourself and you're like, how did I gain 50 pounds?
Mm-hmm.
How are me and my wife not communicating as good as we did? Why are we fighting more? Why is there more arguments? Why are we distancing ourselves? And it's like, well, because you're not prioritizing other things over stuff that you should. And at the end of the day, like when you can step back and you can evaluate, all right, I got to make this sacrifice to be able to make this happen and this happen. Then it's like, wait a second, I put structure in my life. And so now what am I going to do with this extra hour? Like I woke up a little earlier and I got these things done. So at night I'm like, oh, and instead of picking up the damn phone and scrolling social media, not having conversations and stuff, maybe it's putting that thing away for another hour, going on a walk together, cleaning up the kitchen together, talking with a relative on the phone, like whatever it is. There is so much time in each day to be able to do things and accomplish things. But you have to have discipline and structure in your life in order to be able to free things up. So that way it's not all overwhelming and it's not something that's like mentally draining.
We always prioritize that stuff. So like it didn't feel weird, but the fact that it was condensed and we only had X amount of time just felt like more locked in. Like it was more like, oh, like this is what this time is for. But you also just spoke on like, we don't know how much time we have left. And dude, it is so true. And I actually meant to speak on this at the beginning of the podcast, but I forgot about it because we have these journals and we're hyped about it. But yesterday, a guy in the Charlotte running community, I personally don't know him, but rest in peace, Lance. Dude was on a run and got hit by a car in Charlotte and died. Mid-20s. Like a lot of people that I know him. And this one dude hit me hard. I was like, oh shit. Like this is where I run. Like this is where I run every single day.
Holy
shit. And this kid, like in the big scheme of things, I think he's like 25, 26. Hit by a car, dude. Came in 5th at the Charlotte Marathon this year. Like ran in college, like big runner. And like it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. It doesn't matter like how skilled you are at it. Like this shit can happen to anybody.
And like beyond skill and stuff like that, dude, like it's just another reason to look at life and be like, every morning, no matter if you're rushed, if you're stressed, no matter what's going on in life, your job sucks, financial sucks, you can't do stuff that you want to. And like, whatever it is, it's not that big of a deal, bro. Because when stuff like this happens, it fucking instantly makes people stop dead in their tracks and be like, that could have been me. That could have been Tone. That could have been like whoever is also in that space. Like it could have been anybody. And then to sit here and bitch and complain because your food burned or you hit too many red lights on the way to work and you got stuck in traffic. Like we focus on these little details in life that really don't mean anything because, man, rest in peace to Lance. That is really, I did not expect to hear that. And it doesn't settle good because like you said, like we know what it's like to go run those same routes wherever it was. I don't know where it was, but like, it's just sad, bro, because life is so short and we have no idea when we have no idea when that time is going to expire for us. And so whether it's losing somebody like Lance to this situation or watching somebody suffer from cancer, like all of these things put in retrospect that, dude, life is good. Like no matter what is going on, life is good. And there's only ways to make it better when you can start appreciating it. And so that's why I think it's so important in life to find like your purpose and why, because it keeps you rooted in what's important to you. And so like our 4 pillars, faith, family, fitness, and future, like those to my core are not only pillars that we instilled in DTI, but those are pillars that we instilled in our lives. Mm-hmm. And they're always top of focus, meaning there's always ways to improve those. There's always ways to make them better. But those 4 things alone can help elevate you with the right mindset, with the right body condition, with the right attitude, with the right vision of just how to tackle your day each and every day, or year each and every day when you're going after these things, because tomorrow's not promised. Today's not promised. We don't know what the fuck is going to happen in life. And if we can start appreciating and letting the little minute things just float by, because in reality, the stuff that we're stressing about isn't going to be stuff that we're stressing about a year from now, 2 years from now. And so Lo always tells me, like, with the wedding going on and the house and stuff like that, like it's easy for me to get overwhelmed because I'm like, oh my God, like we have to do this. We got this payment coming up. We got this. We still have to do all these other things, blah, blah, blah. And she constantly, dude, reinforces like positive affirmations, like manifesting stuff. And I believe in all of that realm of things as long as you're putting action in to be able to make those things manifest into what they should. But we just talk about stuff too much. And then next thing you know, 3 years pass by and you're like, wow, I still haven't worked on any of this. Mm-hmm. I'm in a worse place than I was before. But if you just start checking that box every single day, you can live that healthier, happier lifestyle because you're focusing on things that are important in here and up here to you.
Being overwhelmed is a very normal thing. I think that there is a negative connotation put on that, but like being overwhelmed with building a home and having, like, these are things that we should be happy that we're overwhelmed with. I actually had wrote this topic down to go into it at another time, but I feel like it applies, so we'll just roll it right in. And I saw a quote the other day that really hit, and it said, "What a bad day it would be if I got to heaven well rested." And I was like, that is the point of being on this world, is like to give it everything you have. And so this isn't a knock on rest and recovery. Obviously, it's important. We preach that all the time. But like at the end of the day, we are going to go. There's going to come a time where we are no longer on this earth. Mm-hmm. And if all we ever do is lay on the couch and put things off and continue to procrastinate and not chase after our dreams, is that really living a life? Like, yeah, we're fucking overwhelmed. We're exhausted. We're tired. But we're tired from chasing things that we want to do. I would much rather be tired from that than be tired from a lack of passion. It's like when we talk about purpose, I think like this purpose we stumbled into it. I don't think like that we sat down one day and we're like, here's our 4 pillars. Like, this is what matters in life. I feel like these things slowly got established. And then like when we stepped back, and literally I think it was that episode where we're like, these are our 4 pillars. It was like, oh shit, we're like completely aligned. But I don't think it's like something that's unique to us. I think that it's the way that everybody should be aligned if you want to live the most holistically healthy, full life that you can.
Quick pause to shout out one of the brands we've been repping lately, Optic Nerve. If you spend time running, grinding outside, or just living life in motion, these are the kind of shades that work. Optic Nerve has been around for over 4 decades, building sunglasses that blend real performance and clean style. The polarized lenses deliver 100% UV protection, cut glare, and keep your vision sharp, whether you're hitting a morning run, midday errands, or winding down after. We use this because for us, it's not just about looking good. It's about practicality and comfort. So if you're tired of cheap shades that don't hold up, hit up Optic Nerve. Go to opticnerve.com and grab you a pair today. Use code DTI at checkout and you'll get 20% off. Back to the show.
If you know me, then you know I love a good beer, but I also like waking up early to train. That's where Athletic Brewing Company comes into play. Athletic makes award-winning non-alcoholic craft beer that tastes like the real thing because it is the real thing, just without the alcohol. These are for people who train hard, who chase goals, who live active, but still appreciate cracking open something cold at the end of the day. And here's what we love most. Choosing Athletic isn't about removing something, it's about keeping everything that matters. Flavor, ritual, social moments, and still being able to perform tomorrow. So if you want a beer that fits your lifestyle instead of fighting against it, hit up Athletic Brewing Co. and use code Dylan20 for 20% off your first order. Back to the show.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody Monday, a few days ago, and they're extremely stressed and overwhelmed right now with things that are going on in life. But I told them when I ended the message thread after the conversation was over, I said, just be happy that you're this stressful. I was like, because if you were the other stressful, where you didn't have these opportunities, where you didn't have these things coming your way, where you didn't have to make these decisions, that would be a lot worse. And so appreciate the stressful that you have right now, because the other side of this could be way, 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 way worse. And you guys could be questioning everything because X, Y, and Z isn't happening. And so like when you talk about being tired or being exhausted, or when you talk about hard times in life, like just think about what the opposite side of that is. Like it's hard to wake up at 4:30 to go and get those miles in. But you know what's also hard? Not being able to hit your steps, being overweight, sitting on the couch, eating like shit, because that affects so many other areas. And so it's the same thing. Like when you see people make social media posts, it's like 45 minutes is hard. And there's 45 minutes of somebody sitting down watching Netflix, and there's 45 minutes in the gym. And then it's like eating healthy is, or being in shape is hard or something like that. And it's like, is it? And it's somebody on a peaceful walk versus somebody eating a shitty food meal, or cooking dinner with their significant other versus eating fast food. Like there's always an opposite side of hard that typically isn't in a world that you would ever want to touch or live or dream of. Like the core things that got me out of the dark mental state, it was hard to get up and go and do those things because I was insecure. I didn't know what I was doing, like stepping foot in the gym, all those different things. But what was way harder was being in that mental state that I was in, where I was questioning my life, where I was questioning everything going on in it, where I didn't believe in myself, where I didn't see my potential, yet everybody else around me did. And when I heard it, it would just be like, nope, push it to the side. That's not true. But then when I started focusing on these little things, creating these habits in my life that I didn't know would be such a central focus in the way that I communicate and talk and do and try and like lead by example. If I wouldn't have started those hard habits in the beginning, I can't even imagine where life would be right now.
Yeah. And like we say getting up at 4:30 is hard. It is still to this day. But I feel like that's a very unique situation. There's not a lot of people who are doing that. The people who are a very certain type of person. And so I don't necessarily think it's the people who listen to this podcast that this would turn off, but to like compare getting up at the 4:30 to missing your steps, missing your meals. That's like a hard comparison because that's like somebody who's still striving. Like there's somebody out there who doesn't give a shit about steps, who doesn't care about their health still. And so we can even reframe it because going to the office, I see this shit all the time. Getting up at 4:30 is hard, but so is getting out of bed at 7:15 and having to scramble out the door by 7:23 to make it to the office on time. Bro, the amount of people who sleep past 7 that I work with when they live by me and have to get to the office by 8 o'clock is unreal. How do you even, like, your body's in a constant state of shock from the time you step foot out of bed. I will never understand it.
We don't preach about habits because we just want to annoy you guys and talk about this thing. Like we are telling you from leading by example in our own personal lives and figuring out what works and then helping others that join the Inspire community and getting them on track. Like almost every single one of our clients at one point has started waking up earlier to get this run in, to get a workout in, to be able to do this, or this. And then 3 months, 6 months, a year down the road, they're like, I can't believe I said I would never do these things. Because they start seeing the traction that is built. They see the energy they have. They see the mindset they have. They see the vision they have. They get excited about certain things that they never did. They figure out ways to get things done before work or after work so that way they can still reach and achieve their goals physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, business-wise. And it's all about creating that fundamental foundation in your life that no matter what happens, I talk about this in my daily drive-bys all the time, is instead of letting the world take you on the ride, you start taking the world on the ride. Or another way to say this is instead of letting the wave ride you, you ride the wave. Meaning when you have systems in place, daily habits that you check off and life goes up and down, losing somebody, getting called into a different area of town that you weren't expecting to be in, vacations, weddings, building a house, whatever it is, when life is trying to pull you a different way to focus on these things, if you can still constantly check those boxes each and every day, these tides that life is taking you through start becoming like this, because now you can navigate them. You have the right mindset, you have the right vision, you have the right focus to be able to be like, all right, you know what? Season of life right now. We're going to get through it because we're going to stick to the script, keep going, and then we're going to keep moving forward.
Bro, we just had a client this week talk to us about this exact thing, where when it first started, you were like, get 8,000 steps and work out 5? What did you say? Work out twice a week?
Yep.
And now, dude is running or lifting every day of the week. And that's not even the part that matters, dude. The part is, it's his most stressful time in life. Newborn, going back to work after a newborn, like all these new things that he doesn't know how to juggle. And he's still getting shit done. Like, that's the fucking cool part. It's not about, oh, how much can you work out in a week? I don't give a shit about that. I just want you to be healthy and balance your life. That's it.
Yep. And make sound decisions. So that way everything keeps moving forward in the right direction. Because again, when it clicks, and it clicks for everybody, it's like, wait, this isn't actually that hard. Mm-hmm. Like the stuff that we talk about, waking up at 4:30, going on these long runs, getting these workouts in, like to the person that's not doing it, it's like, I'll never wake up at 4:30. I'll never work out 5 days a week. I'll never get that many steps. Like, that's not the point. The point in the beginning is to start small so that way you can build that foundation to build and grow upon in life. And so when we talk about waking up at 4:30, that didn't come from the start of us starting this journey or this routine that we have in life now. It started with waking up at 7:30. That came easy. Then it was like, let me wake up at 7. That's easy. Let me wake up at 6:30. Throughout this process and throughout the path that you're laying for yourself, you just naturally get more energy, more focus. You want more out of it. And so you're like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Next thing you know, you're getting the steps. You're waking up earlier. You have a morning routine.
It's addictive, man.
It is. Because again, these aren't things that are like extracurricular in life where it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do these just to say that I do them. Like, these are fundamental things that will help you propel in every single area of life. Every single area of life, to just make the most of it. Our mission is to help people live a happier, healthier lifestyle through their daily habits that they have. And it first starts with building a foundation. When people come to us and they're like, I want to run a half marathon because you motivated me, we don't say, cool, sign up for it. The first thing we ask them is, what are you doing right now? Nothing? And that's the first thing you want to do? Yeah, I'm motivated, I'm disciplined. It's like,
right now,
you're motivated and disciplined, but you just said that you're not doing anything. So why don't we take a step back and why don't we evaluate everything as a whole? Why do you want to do the half marathon? What's your motivation behind it? What's your purpose behind it? Okay, well, if we go after this is what it's going to entail, blah, blah, blah. And we go through all these different things to make sure that it's something they can stick to. Because all of this stuff that we talk about, this isn't a one and done solution. This isn't a Facebook ad of get abs in 30 days, lose 60 pounds in 60 days. This is not a Facebook fucking ad. This is a lifestyle that we want you to take from day one all the way until that last day of your life, where you stick to these things routinely because you've implemented them in your life the right way to be able to make it come natural, to be able to make it come easy, to be able to make it a non-negotiable in life because you started checking the boxes every day to build up to what the new standard is for your life and the things that you want to do. And I think that's the important part is we don't have to go from 0 to 100. If you're just now tuning into DTI and you hear Dylan's going after a 100-mile race, this didn't happen overnight.
I also said last week, not healthy. Wouldn't recommend.
Yeah. And so Dylan started at ground zero and built up to be able to do this. Just like I had started at ground zero with running, literally could not run 2 miles without stopping because my knees hurt so bad. 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whenever it was. That took time to build up to be like, you know what? I have the courage to go after a half marathon. I have the courage to go after a full marathon. And then it's like, okay, throughout that process, because I was doing the baby steps every single day, it led to what is now the completion of those things. Mm-hmm. And it's not something like, for me, it's not something that I want to do for the rest of my life, but it's stuff that I want to keep in my toolbox because I know the way it makes me feel. I know the way that it makes me like when we go out on those runs, if I had you guys to run, I would run 6 days a week. If it was like, hey, we're all neighbors, all right, let's go on the trail. And so to get me to go out and run, like I use you guys as motivation because it's like going out to a club or a bar, dude. Like it's fun to go with friends. You go to a bar by yourself, at least me, it's not fun for me. I go because of the camaraderie, because of the socialness of my group of people. That is the same reason why I like going on runs with you guys. It gives me that same energy to go out there and be like, we're all bettering each other. Like I wouldn't be out here right now if it wasn't for him and him or her and her. And so it's just, it opens your world. But again, you have to start at ground zero and build up to it.
Yeah.
It's just like fucking school. We go through kindergarten all the way through college for a reason.
School's a scam.
Could agree with that. So it's just, I don't know. It's a matter of fact, bro. And it's the same thing like with these journals that we're coming out with. In the beginning, we never thought that a journal would be something that we do. It's like, oh, there's some on Amazon. Let's do it. We got those. We saw the benefits from it. And we're like, well, we can incorporate a little bit different this and structure-wise this. And it's something that we preach all the time. So, and then it blossoms into that. Same thing with DTI. Started with ourselves first. We came together. Then it was like, oh, somebody grabbed the mission. Somebody saw the value. Somebody saw this. And it's just building and building and building. But far too many of us do not like to wait to see the result of it. And that's the unfortunate thing about the stuff we preach and talk about, Dylan, is that it takes time.
I mean, I don't think anyone likes to wait. I don't like to wait. If I could have results now, that'd be great. But I know that that's not realistic. So you just have to get okay with the process. Now, years later, like I understand, like I have to endure some things to get the reward on the other side. It's definitely not something that just comes like that.
Yeah, not at all. But I think it was a good episode to just reflect on how important it is to take those daily actions every single day. Start small. Stop trying to be Superman and tell everybody that you're going and doing this and doing that because it sounds good. Do this stuff for yourself. When you do it for yourself, it comes easy because you want to do it. There's a purpose and why behind it because it's starting here and in here. Like I need to take care of myself in order to impact all these other areas and things that I'm going after. And so when you start doing it for yourself and what your central focus is, you're able to take that to a new height because again, you can stay disciplined and consistent because it's not forced because you want it. And so whatever you're going after in life, whether it's a promotion, whether it's a half marathon, whether it's 100-miler like fucking Dylan, just start small and build to it. It's all going to compound. Compound interest is the biggest thing in life that is only replicated or only talked about in the financial world, but it is single-handedly the one thing that will help propel you and elevate you in any area of life possible. Tomorrow's not promised. And just go out there and live your best life. Be happy with the things that you're doing and going after. And if you want change, then start implementing things slowly. If you need help with it, join the Inspire community. Check out our website. Fill out the inquiry form to become part of the DTI mission, brand, and help elevate this thing. Because, again, we just want people to live a happier, healthier lifestyle, and that's what we're out here doing. So if you have any questions around fitness, if you have any questions around endurance, or if you have any questions about how to implement new habits into your lifestyle, reach out to us. We're here for you. We want to help grow this thing so that way it can be heard around the world because realistically, it's something that I think everybody wants in life. Live a happier, healthier life. That's all I got. Kiss your mama for us. Have the desire to inspire. It's on.
Peace.